Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. William Ruto's mission in Haiti is a kind of tricky situation that if any case is not going to be so serious and to care about the lives of police officers that are going to fight this armed gang in Haiti, then when you look at even different individuals, the way they're coming out to describe the armed gang in Haiti, our police officers are going to suffer. I might not sound good or pleasant to you, but after a deep kind of research, I've realized that Haiti problem has not just started today. This is a problem that started long time ago. And those who are thinking like that now, it is Kenyan police that is going to maintain peace and order in Haiti, take it to the nearest bank. It is not going to be easy. Rather, it is going to be noisy and messy. As I was just listening to whatever PLO Lumumba is coming out to describe, the problem that has been there for a long period of time when it comes to the problem in Haiti, ladies and gentlemen, you will understand the complex and the problem issue that is in Haiti. But you know, some people are just coming out to be like in a bravado as they are psyching up, saying that let our people, or rather let our police officers go and maintain peace and order in Haiti because they are so experienced, they are well trained, and remember, it is not Kenya Defense Forces. When you wanatumwa, it is not Kenya Defense Forces. Rather, it is not GSU. You know these things are different. It is police officers. And even you saw them coming out to describe that every police station, they will have 3 or 2 police officers across the Republic of Kenya, so that they can have 1,000 police officers who are going to represent Kenyans when it comes to that fight in Haiti. But now, I want you to listen to whatever PLO Lumumba is saying.
When Louverture created what is now Haiti through that revolution, the French were never happy. And it is said that they actually vowed that Haiti would never function. See the Dominican Republic in the neighborhood, which has been allowed to thrive, and see how Haiti has been sabotaged over the years. And we forget, between 1905, I think, I may be wrong about the date, the Americans actually occupied Haiti.
Yeah, 1970.
Yes, they actually occupied and were controlling Haiti. The Haiti that we have is Haiti that has been created to fail. When Jean-Bertrand Aristide took over power and he was making efforts to stabilize Haiti, they removed him. So when you want to go to Haiti, you've got to understand the dynamics and the circumstances in Haiti. I listened to a friend of mine, is from Haiti, he lives in Miami, he said, I hear your people want to come to Haiti, they'll know a slaughter like they have never known. In other words, my view, if you want to deal with Haiti and you are playing the Pan-African card, I want that decision to come from Addis Ababa. I want that decision to be tabled in Addis Ababa, and Addis Ababa, in the presence of African heads of states, make a resolution. They give it to their ministers for foreign affairs and ministers for defense, and then we have a donation of men and women with boots from African countries. Then you are selling to me the Pan-African card. But if you are telling Kenyans and the Americans are saying, we don't want to put our men and women, we don't want boots on the ground, but we are sending you like we send sheep unto the slaughter, and then we'll give you money, and if you die, your sons and parents will get money, then I don't support it. And I'm very happy with what our courts have done. I hope that they'll remain strong and resolute and say that this is improper.
So when you listen to whatever PLO Lumumba is coming out to say, it is very serious. This problem started in 1905 when Americans were trying to occupy the Haiti. And upon their occupation, they wanted to control Haiti fully. And they walikuwa wanataka wa kusema everything. So in simple terms, this mess was created by Americans. And now they're trying to look at different countries who will come out to clean this mess. This mess was for Americans. And for them to come out and tell Kenyans that you're going to pay you 14 billion Kenyan shillings or 140 billion Kenyan shillings, bring your police officers, then our police officers are going to be slaughtered by the kind of armed gang. They are so well experienced, you know. So if you tell Kenyans that you're going to win the battle in Haiti, William Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua, these people are just daydreaming. They can't. Kwani unataka kuniambia kuna nchi kando kando yenye wamezingira Haiti, they cannot come out and put peace in Haiti? It is only Kenya. Then now PLO Lumumba is saying, if truly this is just a kind of pan-Africanist, then let this resolution be made in Ethiopia, Addis Ababa, where Africans will come out and donate their police officers. Then let Kenya contribute 50, other country contribute 50, 50, like that. But it will be so mediocre for us to come out and accept that now it is a business of Kenya. It is not the business of Kenya. You know, as much as we want our neighbors to be peaceful, you just count how many miles from Kenya to Haiti and how many miles from US to Haiti. Very small, from US to Haiti. Then Kenya from Kenya to Haiti. Long distance. Miles and miles. Then you want to tell me America cannot come out and clean their mess? Now, when look at the criteria these people used to select Kenya, it is something that is giving us a lot of worries. Yes? What was the criteria they used to, of course, choose Kenya? This is what Okuru, our court, is coming out to ask.
One of the questions that people are asking out there, what criteria was being used by the US to pick on Kenya to lead this mission? It's not coming out clearly. And even for the president himself, he hasn't really come out to clarify or to explain to Kenyans, as accountability will require of him, to tell Kenyans why I'm sending 1,000 police officers to Haiti. He hasn't explained. So all this thing is shrouded in some sort of, secrecy. Over and above that, we now know there is a 14 billion Kenya shilling being, dangled on all these missions. So it's more about, I think, it looks more like about more money than actually the situation in Haiti. Because I don't think our police officers honestly are prepared for that kind of situation. Like you ask, everybody is asking, there is no explanation why Kenya. There are so many countries that are too close to Haiti. They could easily fix this. They could even mobilize the Caribbean. Why can't they fix it? Why are East African countries?
They know better than we do. If they're neighbors, they understand exactly what you'd be getting yourself into. Yeah, because if you imagine you come from Kenya, where when civilians resist any police insurrection, they resist with stones. Now here you're going into a place where people are better armed than you. And they do not have any qualms about shooting you. It doesn't really bother them very much. There is nothing in the Kenyan culture that teaches and trains our security personnel for that sort of situation. Because if you're talking about, say, battle-hardened security forces, go to Rwanda and Uganda. President Kagame sent a troop to Cabo Delgado.
Or South Sudan.
Yes, and sent them to Mozambique. There was some insurrection, some problem with ISIS and some of these groups in Mozambique. That thing quelled, finished, died. It has never reared its head again. There are people in this continent who have an army that knows exactly what needs to be done, and they will do it. I'm not saying ours doesn't. If you said you're sending the army, you could say, army has special troops, they've been to strange places. But
police.
No. You see, it is administration police. Now, they're paramilitary trained, yes. But what sort of situation do they find themselves in? Is there anything in their lived experience that would bring them any close to experiencing what it is that
in fact?
So that is the simple question that a court is coming out to ask. Because simply, when you look at the administration police officers, they're kind of being trained certain tricks and tactics when it comes to security, but some training they usually don't go for those kind of different trainings. But as much as we are concerned, yes, we have good military and they are capable of doing good job. But my problem is they're sending administration police officers to Haiti. And remember, during the maandamano, the way the journalist has just come out to say, huwa wanakimbazana na watu wenye mebeba mawe na wanafukuzwa na mawe. Unaona vile sometimes huwa wanafukuzwa na mawe. What about this team in Haiti? Unadhani watabeba mawe? These people are armed, experienced. They do understand all corners of Haiti. In other words, you're taking our police officers to be butchered. Simple terms. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think?